Hey YouTube, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Man here. One, I'm a little irritated because I had to do this again, and this was a little longer than I expected, but I'm gonna go real quick. One, packs and the cost of the game. Cards should not be that expensive. They should make secrets. We should only have as high as ultras because secrets are too hard to pull and things get really expensive, like Tour Guide and Rabbit, like $90 to $100 plus. Tour Guides, what, like 120, 130, and Rabbit's 90 to 110 roughly. That's ridiculous. They need to make it more like the OCG where things are cheaper. Like Darkham Dragon, when it came out, it was a rare, and Greffer, Dark Greffer was like common, I think it was. They need to make stuff like that because um, having stuff hard to find and people want it, it's making the secondary market very difficult, and all you're going to have is the same people topping over and over and over and over and over because they have the money and they're able to buy this stuff. And that brings me to archetypes as well. We need to have more interesting archetypes rather than like Flamvels and Ice Barriers because they're both just big old piles of shit. Things like Six Samurai, Infernities, like I play both of those. Whether decks are good with like archetypes and stuff. Glad Beasts are good. Those are good things. Car Curry is very very good. Um, things like I said, Flamvels and Ice Barriers especially. That's just bullshit. That's some of the worst stuff that they've ever come out with. Some of the worst filler stuff ever. And they need to stop making the bullshit like that. They need to make stuff that's more balanced and things that are better and make some things a little bit worse. And in that respect, don't make broken shit like Tour Guide and Tengu and stuff like that because it's ridiculous. Lone Fire, when it came out, it was balanced. Right now, Lone Fire is the shit because plants are everything. You play the little plant engine, boom, you have a good deck. Back in the day, it wasn't so simple because like we didn't have synchros. Once synchros came out, and once like Lone Fire got like what the hell is the dude's name? It was a common level 2 Nettles. You go Lone Fire, get the um, Giga Plant, and then call the Haunted Nettles, and there's a Stardust right there. Once that crap came out, it was just downhill from there. Everything got expensive. Everything got like ridiculously overpriced, overhyped because the synchros and stuff just made it. I feel that it helped the game, but it also hurt the game. Um, with archetypes, it pretty much killed archetypes. Like people back in the plant Giga Plant era, people were trying to play Archfiends and like little stuff like that and beat down decks. They had that. Once synchros came out, everything went to shit and everything got expensive, hard to find, and we had to basically rely on if you didn't have $2,000 to spend on a deck with the main deck, the extra deck, and the side deck, you were just not a good player and you weren't ever going to top. Which also brings me to prize support and judging. Judging needs to be fixed because we have a shitload of level 1, tier 1 judges, and like it's not really smart to do that. You need to have like tiers, and you need to get the judging system up and online to where people can get better at it. Hold on. Stop. Stop it. Get 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 down. Stupid son of a fucking dog, I swear to God. Yes, I'm irritated. So, back to judging. They need to get the online stuff fixed because there's too many little bullshit things happening with a bunch of people like online saying, "Oh, I'm a judge and everything," and we've got these really bad judges that personally have screwed me over multiple times in rulings that they have clearly no idea what they're doing about, and like the head judges suck half the time. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So like we need new judges because some of these other judges are old and they don't know the new rulings and they haven't kept themselves up to date. And prize support, we need better prize support. We can't have just top 8 or just top 16. We need top 32 because people get screwed out of tiebreakers in the top 32. Once you hit like 33 and lower, tiebreaker doesn't matter. But the top 32 is where the tiebreaker actually matters. And having only top 8 prizes that's just garbage because people are gonna be like, um, I got Jude out of a top 8 spot because my tiebreakers were amazing, but one dude had it better than me by like 0.0, like all these different little zeros, 1% better than me. So he got the prizes and I didn't, and I played a lot more difficult decks than he did, all this other stuff that comes into play. And it's ridiculous that we have to have only top 8 get prizes. And with the prizes too, merchandise, I feel that as a suggestion to Konami, they need to have the ability and to like basically say if you want a custom mat, custom sleeves, custom boxes, you need to come to us. We can make them regulation size and all that other stuff, regulation quality. You just need to pay for them. They might be a little bit more expensive than the typical, like, instead of like a $10 double deck box for the black one, if you want like uh, I don't know, Packers or I don't know, fucking I don't know, the Bears or whatever. I'm not a fan of either team. But if you want something with like those colors on there, you pay say I don't know, $15 or $20 and they would make a skin or something that would go over the box instead of having it be the black, they would actually make it that custom whatever and then you would have your own custom box and same with the sleeves, they make their own skins. Instead of having plain colors, you can have your own like custom thing, like with a duality on the back. I've seen some people have, and mats especially, because people love custom mats. I had a custom mat, and it was starting to peel off, like the actual print of it was peeling off. So I just decided to rip the bitch off, and now I've got a plain black just piece of rubber. And I want a nice quality mat that won't do that. And I think Konami has um, the resources to make it last longer. I had my mat for like 5 months, and it started going to shit. So I want one that's gonna last like at least a year. Like the actual tournament mats. I know someone who's got a Gores mat that the only thing wrong with it is it has a little bit of edge wear on the outside of it, and it's got like one little string up in the top. And he's been beating the shit out of it since he got it. And that's how many years now for a Gores mat? Like forever. So we need stuff like that, and we also need to make everything like Japan. Like I've said in like the past couple minutes, we need cheaper stuff. We need to get rid of priority because priority, even though I love priority for like BLS and stuff like that, we need to get rid of it because it just fucks the game up. And basically, like I said, it comes into a money game. If you have the money for warnings and stuff like that, you're better because you can negate the summon rather than bottomless being just like, oh yeah, you still get the effect, but it goes away afterwards. Like BLS is just gonna be like, okay, get rid of your I don't know shooting star dragon or some bullshit like that, and you're gonna be sitting there looking all salty because you bottomless to BLS instead of warning it because you can't afford the warnings. Now that warnings are reprinted, that's fine, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. And then the last thing I want to say is just suggestions and creations of cards and mat designs and deck design, like deck sleeves and boxes designs from the players. And that means what I'm saying is, if people from Konami are watching this video, you guys need to set up a website. I'd be happy to make it. Like if you guys gave me the opportunity and gave me the rights to make it, I would go ahead and make the site where people could upload their little like their suggestions for a card or whatever, and people could vote on it. And for the like, it would be like most balanced, most broken, best for the archetype, stuff like that. And they would just vote on it, and there'd be like little like dots that you could press, like in multiple choice questions online. You can just press a bunch of them, and whatever you feel would be right, and then you vote on it, and it would be like every week a new card would be um, like created by a player, but printed by Konami. And it wouldn't be like the one card would be printed, it would be the next set. So like every set you would have 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever cards created by a player that would help an archetype or whatever that they like, because there's too many different decks out there that don't have support and don't have decent support at that. Like, there's some decks like Infinity's Launcher is the shit. Like, without Launcher, Infinities are pretty much just not that good. But if they didn't have Launcher, they would they would have never been like seen really. That whole Infinity, like triple barrier, triple launcher, triple dark grepher format with the triple Mistworm, that wouldn't have been around. People would have still been playing Teledad and stuff like that. They would have been trying to run around with a random ass Teledad deck that would still work, and it would be the bullshit. So those are just my suggestions. I didn't go into too much depth like I kind of wanted to, um, because I had to do this again and I'm kind of irritated. But yeah, that's pretty much just